What up, though? Welcome to another hot episode of Pop Radio with myself, Miss Cosmo. And of course, on Pop Radio, we always have the hottest in artists who are making waves in South African music. And of course, today is no different. Today, we've got an awesome DJ, producer, extraordinaire, I don't know, piano, superstar. He goes by the name of Cyfred. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Good to have you on. Quite excited to, to kind of get to know you a little bit more, just to chat. I think a lot of people who know you or know of your music just know your music, but they don't know you as the person. You understand? So that's what we want to try to get to know about today on Pop Radio. So can you give me just a little bit of a background as to where the name Cyfred comes from? Because I think the first time I saw it, I sat back and I was like, okay, how is this pronounced? Because you don't want to say things the wrong way. Yeah. And that's the tricky thing about being an artist sometimes, is that you need to make sure that you communicate it the way you've envisioned your name to become. Because that's obviously not your real name.
Nah, the crazy thing, that's my real name.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
So it's my real name. So I inherited the name from my grandfather. So my mom gave me that name. So Cyfred just basically means currency in German. So it's originally from Germany. So I don't know if maybe my forefathers are somewhere there in Germany or what. But yeah, Cyfred is my real name. Cyfred is my second name.
Okay.
Yeah. So growing up, I actually didn't like the name. But then once I started indulging in this entertainment industry, I'm like, I need to have a name that also speaks to me. And like, I don't want it to be like 50 years down the line. Like, I'm like, why am I calling myself this name? You know? So for me, it's like, okay, Cyfred works for me. It's a different name. I don't know anyone that's Cyfred. Everybody that I know that know me have never heard the name Cyfred.
Yeah. That's so dope. I actually appreciate the fact that you've at least kind of kept a little bit of your identity in this, because like you're saying, you need to grow with it, you need to evolve with it, and what better way than a name that's been given to you. So at least you're taking it on. I'm sure your family's like, yeah, you see, we gave it to him for a reason.
They're just like Cyfred. Yeah.
But what do they call you at home?
My mom calls me a lot of names. Cyfred, baby, like it's just different names. Kwena is my name, my first name, which means crocodile.
Yeah.
So then my brother sometimes La Costa, which is crocodile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like different names depending on the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So you are a kid who grew up, in Polokwane, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Polokwane.
So you're from Polokwane. You are looking at this entertainment industry, you're growing up listening to different types of sounds. What is it about dance music that kind of said to you, I want to get into the space?
So there's a picture that my mom once showed me. It's a picture of me dancing and like I'm doing this kwara thing. I'm like short, like I'm dripped out, looking nice, wearing a bandana. And she showed me, like, I think I was in grade 1 or 2. And she's like, look at this. I'm like, yo. This is me dancing. This is me going down. And at that time, I loved music, I love dancing. I love moving around. I've always been like an outdoor kid.
Yeah.
I've never been like an introvert whereby I'm just home. I've always been out there trying new things, being playful and stuff. So I think dance and music, that's when me being outside a lot, that's when I started having a connection with it. And then from then on, it's just been me and music and dancing,
Taking it to the top. Of course. But, as a kid in Polokwane, I always find that because South Africa is so heavily influenced by Nguni languages, and I'm saying this because it's how life is, you grow up having to kind of try to understand what's happening with some of the Zulu songs or whatever, or the hot songs at the time when you're growing up, were all primarily coming through from like KZN or whatever the case may be. And did you ever feel like you needed some sort of representation from yourself or a young kid from Limpopo to kind of take it to the top for you to sit back and say, you know what, I'm going to do something for my province?
Like for me, music is like a spiritual language, So like there are so many songs that we all know, but like we don't know what they're saying, So for me, it was like a thing of, okay, Vele, I love this and I also want to take part in it. Am I going to challenge myself to understand this language or what? Growing up, it was just petty people.
Oh, okay.
Pedi. Polokwane is just Pedi. Like you rarely bump into someone that's Zulu, or even like the languages that we study at school. There's no Zulu. It's just Afrikaans, Pedi, English, Venda, Tsonga, and yeah, I think those are the languages. So for me to try figure out how am I gonna indulge in this, looking at the language, it wasn't really something like that hit me as hard. But I was like, you know what? Zulu is like the second biggest language that we use in SA. So it was like from a business point of view, if I want to speak to the masses, obviously I need to use Zulu,
Yeah.
and obviously I need to understand it. And when I moved to this side, that's when I started having like a few Zulu friends that actually made me realize, this is what, this means, this means, this means, this means. And some Zulu words you can understand what they're saying, because
Yeah.
from the soapies that you watch, you're like,
Yeah.
Zumshaya. Then they hit. Like,
Wow.
you
You're
understand?
catching on to the wrong words.
Yes. But you get me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't really like that tricky for me.
Yeah.
But obviously I just had to Zulu was like one of the main languages that I use when I'm making my music.
You know, because everybody says that piano is like a little bit of it's still a young genre, you know? And, well, some say it's really old. Other people say it's really young. Other people are saying it's only commercialized now. People say a lot of things.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, when I speak to people, they didn't always start with piano. They always started with something else. It was either deep house, or maybe they into EDM, or maybe they into hip hop, because there's a lot of piano artists who started in hip hop who moved over into piano.
Yeah.
So what were some of your musical influences when you were kind of growing up?
So my musical influences, I used to listen to a lot of Eminem.
Yeah, Nazo, hip hop. I knew it.
Eminem. Who else? A lot of Oliver Mtukudzi, because of my mom.
Okay.
A lot of Zix Pantwini. But then when I started making music, the crazy thing is that piano was the first song that I ever made.
Really?
Yes, because piano was introduced in my life in 2014. So at that time it was like Bomdu, Kabza, MFR Soul, NTT Music. It wasn't known like now, you know. And when it was introduced to me, I was like, what is this, you know? Then I did my own researches, and I heard that it's originally from Alex at that time, you know, because now some people say no, piano is from Soweto, Alex. But for me,
other people say Katlehong. I'm just like, our guys.
So for me, it's just like where I personally heard the sound and how it was introduced to me. Alex, I'll be very honest.
Okay.
You know, it might be from Soweto or whatsoever, but for me, I heard it from Alex. Then I have family that side, so my mom was driving down that side just to check them and come back, and I was like, you know what, let me go with you. So I took my stick. I'm like, let me go collect more music and actually understand this piano thing. I'm a piano. And at the time it was piano, broken beats, you know.
Yeah.
So people didn't really have that name. So when I got there, I got the music. My cousin has a friend, and the brother of the friend is a DJ. So gave them the USB, then they plugged in music. They gave me over 200 songs. So when I went back home in Polokwane, I was there
rocking.
Yeah, we had a group chat. I sent them the song. I gave my friend the songs, and I was like, damn, what is this, you know? And then as time went on, it was starting to grow, and I always believed in it. Then after high school, this when I was like, you know what, let me indulge in this music thing, because I've always been a music lover, and I've always loved watching things that are in like the entertainment space, like 10 over 10. Your king, what's this show that Scoop Marketing used to host on
The
Channel
Entertainment.
O? No. There's this other show.
Oh,
He used to host
on a
Channel
Friday.
O. On a Friday.
Yeah,
I just
forgot the name of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch that a lot. I used to watch those type of things, like running with the reps, looking at Koleri, like how they're living. I'm like, I want to live like that.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, then from then on, made the first song and it blew up. The first song that I recorded.
Really?
On that song, yeah, it blew up because it's a crazy story. It blew up because the Major League DJs dropped the very same song with us. So people in PLK were like, no, this is your guys' song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then from then on, we're trending number one even on Twitter. and we had a back and forth. Then we met up with Focus. So the song is Overload. So there's a song of Major League says I overload, overload. Then ours says hit overload, overload, overload. So that
Oh,
just made us like have a young fight, but we met up. Then yeah, we sorted everything out, and now we are like cool.
that's dope, man. I
Yeah.
was actually about to ask, you know, the one thing I love about Amapiano and the culture is that it opens up to brand new artists every day.
Yeah.
Like every day there's a new artist where I'm like, "Uba and Manjelona." There's a
Yeah.
new name where I'm like, I don't know who this person is, but let me give it an ear. I'm appreciating the fact that the doors are open wide for Amapiano, for anybody to kind of take it to the top if you've got a talent. So who were kind of those people who were instrumental in bringing you into the space of working with different people where you can say you've got like a hit song? Because coming from Polokwane, you can't necessarily say that you grew up with the likes of Kabza and MFR Souls. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I love what you say, whereby piano opens up a lot for a lot of people that come in and like, who's this cat? Who's this thing? It shows that piano is a very versatile genre on its own. You understand?
100%, yeah.
So like anyone can come in with whatever style that they have. It's not like really boxed up. That's why you can have a love piano song, you can have a dance piano song, you can have a spiritual piano song, whatever the case is. So with us, after that situation with the major leagues, we were kind of like exposed to these people. I think one person that I used to see a lot was Devin Gogo. Devin Gogo took my friend and used to be on the road with my friend. And at that time, she didn't even know who I was. Then I dropped a song called A Lost Effect alongside Melo and Sleazy. And that was also a big song. It was an instrumental song. Then from then on, Snakepark dropped Snakepark. So when Snakepark dropped, it was like, okay, we see you, Cyfred. Now you can come in. And from then on, I started being in like the same spaces as these guys. You know, from then on, I started like reaching out to different people to work with, and yeah.
So would you categorize some of the music that you make, because I know there's different categories in piano and I'm still trying to figure it out, because some people will say there's gija, there's what, there's,
Yeah.
you know, where you just playing in different sounds or whatever, and Snake Park is a lot more like dancey, trendy type of vibe as well. How would you categorize yourself? What kind of I'm a piano producer are you?
To be quite honest, all this time I've been trying to find a sound that I'm very comfortable in, because I only have like 2 years within this industry, and the sound that I'm comfortable with right now is spiritual music. Like
Nice.
for me, I enjoy that music because sometimes you'd make these bangers, but you want to listen to yourself, but you still want to chill at the same time and just think, you know. But when I make spiritual music, I can still play it in the club and it bangs. And when I'm sitting down, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm speaking to myself, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was Gija. I've done Skija. I think Lengom is the biggest Skija song in South Africa. Like, I don't know any big like song that's bigger than Lengoma, which
Yeah.
is Skija, specifically Skija.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any
How
song
do you separate the different subgenres? Because I think as a normal listener, someone on the outside, we would sit back and be like, it's just piano.
It's
But
just
then we
piano.
don't know how you guys are saying, okay, this is gija, this is more spiritual, this is old school, this is more deeper, whatever the case is.
From the elements that we use when making the music, from let me just put it straight, like from the elements that we use when we're making the music. With Skija, we would the song should be longer, the bass line comes in after some time, and how we pack the song. Then with spiritual, there's like guitars, you know. Then with bangers, like there's scope with the bass line, the lock drum, you have to tighten it up. It needs
Yeah.
to bang, it needs to sound dirty, it needs to sound loud.
Yeah.
So with how we with the elements and how we also pack the song, it's just like if I was to put like hip hop, the hip hop that hmm, uh, who Kodak Black makes,
Yeah.
Ricky Ross makes. It's just
Yeah.
like it's hip hop, but it's like different.
Different, yeah.
Yeah. So someone can say for Rick Ross it's like luxury music, like driving in a Porsche drop top,
Yeah.
what, like lifestyle type of hip hop.
Yeah.
Then Kodak Black is like shooting,
Yeah.
what.
He's
So
wild.
it's wild.
Yeah.
So same with piano.
Yeah. I hear that. I think it's also dope to kind of, understand it from that perspective, because I also think we're also at a space now where we need to at least figure out where everybody sits on what space of hip hop of piano. Also because of how Amapiano's kind of grown now, and it's a more of a global genre than it is just a South African genre. Also, for us to kind of understand where different people or for instance, African artists are jumping onto it now, and whatever the case is that like a thing that you guys are now open to working with African artists on your Amapiano songs, or is it still something that you might feel South Africans are maybe like gatekeeping a bit?
No, with the space that I'm in and with what I'm exposed to, I believe that we are not gatekeeping the sound. The major leagues dropped a song, but it's the global piano sound. So
Okay.
we've accepted that there's this global piano sound that's out there. Like
Or the one they did with Major Lazer.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but he did send it to me. Banile did send it to me
Yeah.
before it dropped. I just played. I just don't
Yeah.
know the name. Just like the piano that Asaka makes.
Yes,
Ashake
Ashake makes,
It's
yeah.
very different from us, but like we believe that it's the global piano. It's the piano that people the people outside actually enjoy more. Just like I saw that Ti is dropping a piano song with Kamumpela now, and it's not the sound that we are pushing right now in SA, but globally it's the sound that people are trying to push. It's just like your Unavailable
Yeah.
with Mosa Keys and Davido. It's piano, Mara. It's not the piano that we are doing here in SA.
Yeah.
It's the piano that's outside. So I believe that we're not gatekeeping the sound. We have different people that are working with people that are outside the country.
Yeah.
And yeah, we wanted to be a global sound. Also, we wanted to have its own category in the Grammys. So obviously, we need to reach out to those Africans and we hold each other and take it further
Nice.
as a unit, as
Yeah.
Africans.
I mean, you know what? At the moment, music kind of transcends through borders. You kind of just have to let it be. You have to let it grow. I mean, when hip hop originated in the States, they didn't think drill would come out of the UK, or Kasi rap would come out of South Africa, or whatever the case may be. Pop music, there's the whole thing called K-pop now in Korea, which is a huge industry as well. So I think it's a good thing that pianos just let it go and let it grow and kind of see where it kind of takes us. You know what I mean?
Also, it really helps us as the artists because we were able to travel the world because of that. One person that's actually pushing it is like Foka. Foka's been out there. Foka dropped the Kistar remix, and he did his thing while during lockdown he was outside, and now a lot of artists go outside.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's positive to the genre, but I just hope it doesn't kill the authenticity of the genre itself. For like, we're trying to match that sound globally, then now we're killing it here. So it must just have a clean balance.
A nice balance. I hear you. All right, so you've also worked with a lot of artists just on your own singles as well. I mean, you mentioned the likes of Musa Keys, Durban Gogo, people that you've kind of been influenced by as well. Do you find it hard to kind of collaborate with specific artists when you want to make a single? Because I know you just released an EP now in September. Was it difficult for you to kind of package that together? Because the more busier everybody gets, everyone's in Europe now, everybody's in America. You can't hold anybody down, Are you taking a different direction in the way that you approach artists to feature?
I think more than anything, it's people that like I know people that I have on my WhatsApp. So it's not like really a trend smash for me to say, yo, can we please do this? Can we please do this? But with people that I don't have access to, sometimes I just feel like if you want, you will. If you don't want, then let's keep it moving, because it's very pointless trying to force someone to make music with. Let's say me and you. try to reach you on Instagram, I can't reach, I get to your management, then you're like, okay, cool, let me just do this song. Then the song drops, you don't post the song, you don't push the song.
I don't like that.
You understand?
I
So
don't
for me,
like
it's
that.
like, what was the point of us doing it? So I'd rather make music with the people that I know that when the song drops, they're gonna post the link. They're gonna play the song. If it's a song that they need to perform, they will perform the song. Yeah. So for me, it's like, yeah, I can't reach them. Although there's one artist that I tried to reach, and was like, I must call whoever. I'm like,
call Mang.
I'm like, who is this guy? It's like, here's his number. I'm like,
but I'm talking to
I'm
you
like,
right now.
In my head, I'm like, call him and say what?
Yeah.
You know, if it's the label, fine, I'll ask my team to speak to the label. You understand? But making music through labels and what, it's not like authentic. Like, it's like making music is like making a baby.
Yeah.
Essentially, you know. So if now we're making a baby and like there's contracts, there's what we're, nah, man.
The energy is lost. The feeling is lost. Yeah.
You know, it just feels like, okay, cool, let me do it for you. Okay, cool. Next time when I want a song, I'll do it for you. Cool. Sharp.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that have dope songs together, but we've never seen them perform the songs together, you know. We hardly see music videos now. A lot of piano artists don't release music videos because it's like, okay, we made it cool. But after making the song, we end up fighting because you are performing the song. You're not supposed to perform the song. Politics, what. And for me, it's like, I'm a very peaceful person.
Yeah.
I love my peace. I don't bother anyone.
Everybody says that until you see them in a fight on Twitter.
I don't even if you go through my tweets, old tweets, I've always just been like a cool, calm, collected person, respectful person. And also it's because of how I was raised. You know? Yeah. I'm just like.
Do you think the influence from your family has kind of made you the person that you are? Because like you're saying, sometimes influence can say to you, okay, maybe you need to be a lot more respectful. Maybe it's from school, maybe it's from your family. Sometimes it's just the people that you surround yourself with, your friends, who influence your personality.
Yeah, more than anything, I think I spent a lot of time at church, and I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why you're a lot more spiritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
During my youth time, I spent a lot of time at church. Friday, come back home. If I need to do any homeworks, I'll do them. If I need to do any assignments, I'll do them. But at 5, I need to make sure that I'm bathing, I'm looking nice, take my phone, go to church.
Yo, Tina said that was Friday when you was on 20.
At school, I used to be that guy that sometimes, okay, I was cool, but sometimes I'd bore my friends because I'd always invite them to church, you know. A lot of my friends can testify that this guy has invited me to church.
Yes.
You know, a lot of my close friends, even my closest friend, but now he's no more my friend, he's my brother. I take him as a brother, Musa. Yeah. I'm the one that actually introduced him to church. I invited him to church on a Friday, and I'm like, yo, let's go to church, 1, 2, 3, as we are becoming closer. And yeah, with that, growing up in church, learning principle and learning discipline, you know. And also my mom is I wouldn't say she's very strict, but she knows how to send through a message properly, and she taught me how to communicate with people. She taught me how to respect, you know, how to have dignity, you know. And even my big brother Philemon, he's one person that actually made me very rooted because he's very quiet and, you know, respectful. In the house, we don't swear, we never fight, those type of things. So I grew up in a very respectful household, loving, and you know, so I think that made me who I am today.
So then doesn't your mom sit back now and see you in this entertainment space? Because most parents will sit back and be like, hey, you know what I mean? And then now this is how you're making your money, so she really can't say much about it. But then what's her take on your career and how you've kind of grown yourself outside of the church, but also kind of implementing it in certain places?
So where I stay, right, it's a suburb called Ivy Park. So usually this is the area, and at the back it's where events happen, like your iRock, even Travis Scott, when they did that Travis Scott thing.
Kind of Travis Scott went to Bulukwane. I forgot about that.
He was like behind. he was like behind the house, you know. So my mom realized that this guy loves entertainment so much. Even through how I was dressing, she realized that this person pays a lot of he takes a lot of time watching TV, watching these guys, watching how they dress and what. So when it's time for us to go shopping, it's like, no, I don't want these clothes. I want that one, you know. Then as I grew up, she realized that my child is cool. He likes cool things. And when I told her about being in the entertainment space, it wasn't really a shock because it's something that I've always loved doing. You know, back at home, we once hosted an event, and who was there? I think Tallest T was there, or Tseho.
Yeah.
Or it was Aries, between those guys in high school. Imagine doing that in high school and trying to make sure that our high school peers are enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
So for her, it wasn't like really a train smash because she knew that this guy's been around such spaces. This guy knows what he's doing. He's been watching these guys on TV. He's, you know, besides him being a church guy, that's his stuff. So the conversation wasn't that easy, but yeah, the message was very direct. Even when I told her that I want to drop out and I just want to focus on school and I want to focus on my music, it wasn't a huge back and forth. But obviously, as a parent, you want to make sure that your son's future is nice, secure, and stuff. So it was a hectic conversation, but she let me be.
What were you studying?
So after high school, and you know, from grade 10 to grade 12, there's specific subjects that you do. So I used to do CAT. CAT is computer application technology.
Yeah.
And I used to do history and geography. Then I switched to tourism.
Yeah.
Then my first year I did business management at PSN Institution, which was a 1-year course. Then I went to TUT to study marketing. Then at that time at TUT, I'm like, I remember there was this day, so during lockdown, we had online stuff, right? So when they opened the country during December, we had to go right. And I had to choose if I'm going to a gig
oh no,
or I'm going to go right.
Yeah.
So it was a tough cookie to swallow. So I had to choose. So it's like, I remember I was there with a friend of mine in the study room. I'm like, my man, I really don't know what's going on. I have a gig, and I think we're writing a day or 2 days after that gig. I was like, I don't know what to do, man. Then he was like, you know what, dog? You are very good at what you do. You know, you're someone that's a go-getter. You know, you're someone that's always figuring things out regardless. And I say, go rock. I decided, you know what? I'm going to go rock. Rock. Started rocking. Then I did an event. It made me so much money.
And then he didn't go back to school. Yeah,
I was like, no ways.
Money is the root of all evil. I'm joking.
So I was like, I can't go back. And
you know what? Sometimes you need to take sacrifices in life. Sometimes you need to look at an opportunity and see, if you take this opportunity, will it open a door for me?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the decision that you were making for yourself, is to say, okay, do I take the safety route, or do I take a risk on myself to then take it to the top? And I think that's what you did at that moment, you know. Took a risk on yourself, and you were like, okay, well, if I need to open myself up to this industry, it's now or never.
Yeah, it's a now or never type of thing.
And I think you did it at the right time, especially when piano was at its ripest, where it was at the point where people are wanting a little bit more from it, and wanting artists to kind of, you know, give us this new genre that's so exciting for South Africans. And I think that's what they loved, is that it's proudly South African as well. But now, at the rate that music is releasing all the time, and especially now, times are completely different from when we were growing up to the way streams are pushing out every single Friday. There's like a list of 100 songs that are being released on DSPs, songs that are dropping every week that need priority on radio. But now you've got that pressure to constantly release a song, but also release a hit song. And you, having had a hit song like Snakepark, do you not sit back and feel that pressure? You would say, oh my gosh, are they going to like this next one? Because, you know, I did it with that one song and now I have to do it again.
it used to be there, but like as I grew as a musician, I learned that, you know what, if I'm saying I'm doing music and I'm doing music for myself and for the people that are listening and for my listeners, and I just want to make a hit, then I'm missing the point of making music. Because now, whatever is in the streets, I'm gonna jump on and try to release so that it's a hit. Then that doesn't have value, you know. So for me, it was like, oh damn, okay, Snakepark was a hit. Okay, cool. Lingwama is a hit. Okay, cool. Awola is doing numbers. What next from now on? And from those three songs, the fourth biggest song was Uzolala, which is not a song that I thought it was a hit, but I felt like it's music and it's music for life. It's like timeless music.
Yeah.
And I got to accept the fact that I need to start making timeless music. Do you understand? So that 20 years ever. Unlike Snakepark, now I need to explain what Snakepark is.
What was happening? Please explain it to me. Because every time I listen to the song, I'm like, "Begwenzakalala." It just sounds like a lot of things are happening at the same time.
Snakepark. So you remember there was a time when a female goes to a male's place.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's I'm kidding. Continue.
When a female goes to a male's place, you're at your person's place. You understand? But then there was a thing of guys have snakes, what, for guys to be as rich as wealthy because of the snakes that they have in their houses and whatsoever. So it's like when you go visit your guy, you're going to visit a snake. You understand?
Okay.
And now, that guy is your Snakepark.
Okay.
Then it says Sfuba, so you're on the chest. You understand? Then then it says Mama no Baba. You're thinking that I'm at work or I'm at school, but you're at your person. So that's basically what Snakepark is.
I hope you are ready to have this conversation with your children when they look at your discography.
Yeah, I'm gonna have.
But this one was booming. What was happening here, Papa? Just explain, yeah.
I'll explain, or yo.
That's your version
way back, it used to go down. Man. People used to have snakes.
No cooling,
So, you know.
Yeah. And we had to do the
down.
things.
Yeah. I'll break it down and tell them more, but it was just a phase.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to make music like that anymore, whereby it's just a music for face. Just why Made Under the Spirit is not a music for face. With every song that's on that project, I can still explain to my kids with confidence and they'll understand.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I was actually about to jump into that now as well about your Made Under the Spirit. You know, I can hear the evolution. I can hear that there's this progression. You're trying to make songs for longevity. What is it about piano and spiritual music that sees such a big combination? Because you're finding a lot of artists now are being so open about speaking about spirituality, and it's coming through a lot more in music. Why is that so important for piano artists and even you to even make your album called Made Under the Spirit, for it to speak to you so much?
More than anything, everyone in this room, there's like 100 people behind this camera. We're all spiritual beings, you know. So for me personally, I was going through so much, and the only place that I had to run to was God. You understand? And also my ancestors. So for me, it was like, if this is like the source of
what, your creativity?
No. When you go through the most and you run to God, this is the source of, I would say, where you get your help, or where you get your strength to go on. So while making this project, I was like, you know what? I spent a lot of time praying, and I spent a lot of time acknowledging my ancestors, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just express myself through music, you know. And that's how I came about Made Under the Spirit, because I was under the Spirit while making that project. And yeah, it's really, really, really nice as an African person to express your spirituality and
Yeah.
make sure that you embrace that you believe in God and believe in ancestors, because it's the Western practice.
Yeah.
Even on there's a song on my project. It's called Under the Spirit. It's called Under the Spirit. There's a chant, and that chant just says weird things, but it's the chant is from Ghana.
Yeah.
And it's a koi koi. Is it koi koi? Yeah, I think it's koi koi.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I took that chant is because when I did my researches about those people, there are people that really embrace their ancestors, and which is something that I do. And I decided to include it in the project. And another thing is that a lot of artists are now embracing the fact that they are spiritually inclined through music. Don't forget, piano is from South Africa.
Yes.
And it's like, it's a genre that allows us to express ourselves fully, you understand? Like, imagine trying to speak about Togoza on a Gom song. How
You can. Yes.
Togoza.
Because you must remember when South Africans are being spiritually inclined, maybe nyakita or whatever the case may be. Mokita, it's at a fast pace. You're not doing it at the slower BPM as what piano is.
Yeah.
So you can do it while you're,
Is there any Gompi spiritual song that speaks about
I didn't say that they are. I'm saying it's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
Yes.
But what are the chances?
I mean, look, maybe you can break that mold. Maybe you can change it up.
You drop the song and it's like Gomish vibe.
Yes.
So you can do that.
You're leaving it up to me. It's fine.
Yeah,
I take on the challenge. I'll see what I can do. I'll give you a call, and then you'll tell me what you think about it. All right?
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do about it.
But more than anything, I'm so glad that the piano artists, it's not even piano.
Yeah.
It's South African artists. If you check properly, if you look at Casper's cover art,
Yeah.
what is it? He's in front of a church.
Yeah, and he's dressed in a apostle uniform. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. We're all going we're all moving in the same, we're all going to the same place, but we're all going in different directions.
You don't feel any conflict? Sometimes some people will say that there's a conflict between God and ancestors, and people have grown up believing that they don't align, they're not the same thing. But you seem to speak about them in unison quite often, whether it's in your personal life or whether it's in your music.
So one thing I'll say before I say what I'm going to say is that whatever works for you works for you.
Yes, I like
whatever
that.
works for me, I don't think would work for you.
Okay.
You understand? It can work. So I am a firm believer of God. I acknowledge my ancestors.
Okay.
There's someone out there that thinks ancestors are demons.
Yes.
And there's someone out there that doesn't believe in Christ or doesn't believe in God and believes in ancestors.
Yes.
That's for you.
Okay.
But for me, I believe in God. I acknowledge ancestors, and it's working for me. It's just like the king. These people, is it Indians?
Yes.
What are they? Arabs or what?
Yes, yeah. The Middle Eastern, yeah.
Yes, and it works for them. Do you understand? And they don't bother us. Let's not bother them.
Yes.
I don't bother anyone about the spirituality. Don't bother me. It's working for me.
And the music is speaking for you. It's speaking on your behalf and it's saying what you need to say and the message that you need to say.
Nicely so.
1000%.
Nicely so. Without, because growing up, I grew up in church.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'd go to the graveyard and would partner and all. And I didn't understand it till a few years back, like 4 or 5 years ago, why we do this and okay, these are the steps and what. And as I understood more, I understood why certain things are done a certain way.
Yeah.
And yeah, some people don't believe in ancestors, but when they get married, they want cows. They don't even.
I also don't understand that.
You don't understand why. Why do we want cars?
And then they do the process wrong because they're not doing it correctly according to what they are supposed to do. And then that's where the nkatazo starts.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a baby now, you ask yourself, why should this guy buy a goat, or why should this guy pay damages, and
Yeah.
why don't you let me be? And there's reasons for that. And if you believe in ancestors and you believe in that type of world, you'll understand. And
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you're so open about it. I appreciate the fact that you include it in your music so much, because I do think many people are gifted in different ways, and your gift is also spreading the world of your spirit and of your beliefs and of how those blessings are working for you, coming from God and from your ancestors. So big ups to that, man. Obviously, it's summertime now. We're going into festive season. We're rocking all the stages. What can we expect from you? What can we expect from an event perspective? Maybe you're hosting an event, maybe you're just doing a tour, maybe there's a music video. Let us know what's good.
I'm planning to shoot a music video for Umsebenzi. It's alongside T-Man and Optimistic and Safer. It's a very dope song. It's doing numbers. It's in the streets and it's coming along nicely. So I'm thinking of shooting for that. Then in terms of gigs, we're approaching December. In December, we're all over as usual. But I'm planning to spend a lot of time back at home and doing more shows and coming out with concepts that I see here. And I want to give my people the experience that I'm getting this
Nice.
side, because back at home, it's just like 4 or 5 venues that book artists, and it's not like Polokwane is not like Joburg, whereby when it's a Friday, there's mang mang at this club, there's mang mang. Nah, it's just like a few places. So I just want to try bring the experience that I experienced that side, and make sure that my people are up to date. And when they see Miss Cosmo on TV, here's Miss Cosmo in Polokwane.
Yeah.
This is how Miss Cosmo plays, and this is the type of vibe that Miss Cosmo brings to the venues that she's giving that side.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to bring that experience. I'm trying to take it to Polokwane.
Nice.
And yeah.
Maybe you should do like a homecoming event, you know what I mean? Something just for Polokwane.
I wanted to do that, but it's too late because
it's never too late, my brother. Even if you do it in the beginning of January, you're opening the year, you're saying, let's go, we're rocking.
Beginning of January, you're actually right. I need to make a phone call.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you for my royalties of that. I'm kidding.
You're on the line.
I'm joking. I'm kidding, man. Don't worry. But thank you so much for joining us, Cyfred. I mean, we appreciate your story. I appreciate you opening up. I appreciate your music. And I think anybody who's listening is understanding the journey that you're taking with your music, where you started to where you're kind of going towards. Where do you think your music is going to take you in the next, maybe say 5 to 10 years? Because you seem to be evolving as time goes on.
You see, this project, Made Under the Spirit, it can still be relevant in the next 5 to 10 years.
Nice.
Because of how everything is laid out. And where do I see the music taking me? Just traveling the world, expressing myself, making the name big, making the genre big, making people happy. I feel like people don't understand. For me, I'm speaking from a DJ's perspective.
Yeah.
You understand? I see groove as therapy. Sometimes I'd play a set and someone would be like, yo, thank you so much, man. Today I was having a long day and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But after you said, I feel so much better. Or after listening to your song, I feel so much better. So for me, I feel like groove is therapy.
Nice.
Groove is therapy. So for some people, they think groove is toxic. It depends why you are there.
Yes.
Because people go to groove for different reasons. I go there to work. Some go there to get a nigga, girls, whatsoever. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, that's awesome, man. I like that. I like that you've got a vision with regards to how you want to involve yourself in other people and the music that you do and the message that you put across. So that's a big shout out, man. Thank you so much for joining us again, Cyfred.
Thank you so much for having me.
Keep on rocking, keep on releasing more music. We'll definitely have you back again, when you have another drop. And where can people follow you on social media before we...
So on Instagram, it's CYFRED official, Cyfred official. On Twitter, it's Cyfred_16, CYFRED_16. Then on Facebook, it's Cyfred.cmela, SEIMELA, Cmela. Then on TikTok, it's Cyfred Official. Then on Threads, it's Cyfred Official, CYFRED Official. Then on YouTube, your streaming platforms, it's just Cyfred, CYFRED. You'll
Dope.
see me there with my pretty smile.
Yes, we're not. Not the pretty smile. Shout outs to Cyfred and his pretty smile for joining us today on Pop Radio. Really do appreciate you coming through. And thank you so much for watching the show as well. Continue liking, subscribing, commenting, letting us know exactly what you like, what you don't like, who you want to see on this couch. And for now, see you next week.